What is up, YouTube? It is your boy, your poet, KendrykYoungblood. We're not about to waste any time, especially because I haven't done a UK reaction in a long time. All right, my apologies to my UK viewers for that. Look, Akala is the first UK rapper I ever reacted to, so how about we just bring him back? You know what I'm saying? Let's get started.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Akala, brother, you know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yo, Akala.
Wow.
Knowledge is power. Volume 1 mixtape, 28th of May. Listen, AkalaMusic.com.
Chase.
Tiny bit more vocal, please, actually. Listen, knowledge is power, always.
So this is before the dreads.
Listen.
The scam, brother, the scam!
Oi, mate, my personal life's great. Some of you would love me more if I rub that in your face. Okay, well, let us run down the resume and have a little chat about Akala's living today. Big whip, nice yard, been all over the globe. Look how many continents that I have done. Shows, couple little companies, neat little office, everything going swell. Little bit of profit, built a business educating kids from the block. So far as I'm concerned, you gotta be a mug to not rate him. Own my own masters, still my own master. Novels and scripts on the way. Is just a part of the genius in his head, and he knows it, dickhead. Since I used to kick ball for West Ham with my big head back in school.
Wait, he used to play soccer? For real? Football? UK folks, don't shoot me.
How you doing, my man? And what about you, bro? What did you do?
Don't shoot me. He used to play football? I didn't know that. You know, I follow him on social media now that I started reacting to him, and I've seen some of his skills, so I started to think to myself, did homie play football? Like, it kind of looks like he did, you feel me? But I didn't know for sure. Okay, it confirms it. He did. That's pretty dope. And owning your masters as an artist, oh man, you can't trade that for anything. I see so many artists who are stuck in like these weird record contracts and their label won't let them release certain music. It's like, and you just have no freedom sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Especially if your label's just trying to suck you dry as an artist. So you gotta respect that. Let's keep going.
I'm concerned, you gotta be a mug to not rate him. Own my own masters, still my own master. Novels and scripts on the way. Rap is just a part of the genius in his head, and he knows it, dickhead. Since I used to kick ball for West Ham with my big head. Back in school days, wearing hand-me-downs from my sister, and gal was still onto man. Now that's some Ross charisma. It's just a nipper. I took my first pull of Rizla. And who you think gave me that? Yeah, my bigger sister. So when we speak of struggle, cousin, it's yours. You know the same old madness. Working class poor, yeah, so may have won a couple awards. I guarantee you that my family just as messed up as yours. All the abuse and the alcoholism and drug addiction. Uncles going to prison. This is working class living in Britain. It ain't great. You gotta be kidding. So please don't ever get confused by me spitting, cause yes, I said the ghetto's in our head, but no, I didn't mean if you live next to a food yard, let us in your dreams. I meant believing in the madness they spout about us is far more dangerous than putting us in council houses. So yeah, I criticize, but from a place of love, never ever, cause I think that I've become above every young bruv you wanna judge as a tug. It's me, man, it's a little guidance and love, so I think that you're the mug. And why be smug when it's an actual fact? We all commit crime simply by paying tax, cause we didn't go and tickle them people in Iraq and ask them so politely for all the minerals we extract. We blew children's heads off, set fire to backs. With a gangster nation, get down and you get clapped. So
yo, that's so true.
True, and yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true.
I didn't even think about that. In some ways, we are contributing to certain crimes on a global level due to the fact that our tax dollars are funding these international crimes. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be real mindful of who we put in office. He didn't say that part, but that's essentially the next line of thinking. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be part of these crimes, well, you got to influence who's in office. You feel me? So that's, hey, he's spitting facts, you know what I'm saying? He's spitting fire in the booth. Let's go.
Tickle them people in Iraq and ask them so politely for all the minerals we extract. We blew children's heads off, set fire to backs. With a gangster nation, get down and you get clapped. So when you see the youth them running around on the road with heaters, don't be surprised, they're just copying their leaders. Long as the wars stay in places that are brown and poor, we can all pretend to be abhorred, but we applaud. If you go up to Knightsbridge and get violent, the policeman that duppies you will probably get knighted. If I don't want to fight fight you, cuz it ain't cause I'm frightened. I'd just rather fight with those who really think they're titans. I ain't scared of bleeding, I am scared of breathing another breath in this world where everything is so uneven. When millions murdered in the Congo when it's barely news. But if a footballer's wife should buy a pair of shoes, I'm supposed to give up. Apparently, I do not. The world's a reflection of your block. And if you think a world that profit from their death and be totally cool, thinks you're better cause you live here, you're a bloody fool. Look around at genocidal abuse. I swear humanity ain't nothing but a virus with shoes. Then I pick my nephew up from school and I look at the youths and see the love they show each other, and I'm just so confused because they ain't learned yet what is their race or religion. So we're born unconditioned, but we learn to play our position in the system. Look what that does to our recognition of self. We grow suspicion of our own intuition. Now listen.
Ooh, sorry, that flow was nuts. We're gonna go back to hear that again. That was clean. But there was something he brought up that I don't know much about, and that tends to happen a lot when it comes to these UK rappers. They really just be like informing me of stuff I just had no clue about, right? But this isn't like UK specific that he brought up. He was talking about some issues and tragedies happening in the Congo. I don't know much about that. Maybe I'm just really ignorant and everybody else knows what he's talking about. I could probably just look up after, after recording this reaction, I'll probably just look up and find out what he was talking about. Y'all can elaborate on that in the comment section. That'd be nice. Is there some kind of civil war going on or some kind of dictatorial government that's, oppressing the people? What's happening exactly? I'm curious. All right, let's keep going.
The love they show each other, and I'm just so confused because they ain't learned yet what is their race or religion. So we're born unconditioned, but we learn to play our position in the system. Look what that does to our recognition of self. We grow suspicion of our own intuition. Now listen, Akala's sick, but he raps about racism too much. Could you imagine I gave a flying? Cause it's amazing how many want to claim they love this music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Did hip-hop not start in segregated hoods? Are them hoods not still segregated? So it's really good. Are the First Nation not still on reservations where the age of 46 is the average life expectation? And fellas, I wonder where the favelas have been suddenly knocked down and replaced with something better. If you got sense, you see fights are joined, and race, class and gender are sides of the same coin. So if you're really down for justice, whoever the people who suffers, whoever you are, I consider you my sister's brothers, but call it what it is, like Carlin or Bill Hicks. Not these patronizing left-wing little twits that ask me dumb shit on a superior tip and wanna act like cause I read I saw less violence as a kid. Don't make me an exception for your mental protection from accepting the madness of the system we are left in. That was the clearest thing to come of August events. All the closet bigots started speaking their minds again. So when a Jamaican or Asians misbehaving, of course it's cause of their skin. Blonde hair kills a million people, that's just him. And it's entertaining, some people are so thick, but I prefer that than all of the fake grins. Cause it's the only problem, people claim they wanna solve but don't actually wanna talk about how it evolved. You are told, this country really, really yours, sir? What they did to brown people did to their own poor first, and originally in the States working class whites were also enslaved. Though no one talks about it today.
Oh man, okay, he's going down history lane. All right, we got to talk about that. He brought up, oppression of certain minorities. Oftentimes it started with, white folks who were in their own struggle when it came to, class differences, right? And then those issues got superimposed and, in my opinion, exacerbated onto minority groups later on, right? So when he was talking about, white folks in the States, he was talking about indentured servitude, essentially. Now, I'm not going to equate United States indentured servitude to United States slavery because they're not the same thing, obviously, but that's how things started off in the States before slavery was actually introduced and used to dominate black folks. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's spitting facts. He's spitting facts, but no one even brings that up, You
can't handle the truth.
Ever since the master came with the system of privilege, made the working whites the overseers, mulattoes the house, cause put the darkest blacks in the field. That mind is with us still. $1 billion industry, skin cream and bleaching pills. And let's be honest, most people of my complexion to this very day still think they're better than the darker section. You say it's changed, then only educate me about Wilberforce, not about the Africans in Haiti who beat the armies of the British, Spanish and Napoleon. From the moment they stole them, there was no controlling them. When I was in school, she said, no, you never fought for freedom. No, we freed you, and you were on your knees pleading. And what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful when enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believed that we were swinging from trees.
I know, right? Bro. By the way, if y'all don't know, I'm African. My parents came from Nigeria, and I was born like a couple years after that in the United States. You feel me? Look, y'all. It took me forever to hear about the Haitian Revolution. where the Haitians themselves freed themselves. They was like, all right, enough of this oppression from the French. We're going to free ourselves and have our own government. You feel me? Like, that is one of the most like mind-blowing independence stories ever that you just don't hear about that much, which is crazy. Like, that's really wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, of all the European colonization that happened, that's probably one of the most inspirational stories that just we don't be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really glad he brought up the Haitian Revolution. And then also this whole idea that black folks were just very passive in acquiring their freedom in the United States from slavery, that they were just kind of, you know, pleading and begging on their hands and knees. The white folks in power were like, oh, okay, we'll do you the solid, bro. It's all good. We got you. Like, nah, they were very active in freeing themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that gets talked about enough. So I really appreciated Akala for bringing that up. And then also this whole idea that a lot of black folks weren't taught to read. So when they hear about, you know, the motherland, Africa, they actually believe that they were swinging from trees like monkeys. You see what I'm saying? And that's the craziest part. Like, you got black folks just internalizing this stuff, and it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? If they're not given literacy skills, then how are they supposed to read and find out that that's not how it really is? It's tough, bro. It's tough. And like, a lot of the racism I experienced growing up, not gonna lie, it was actually from black folks who admittedly didn't know any better. You know, they were just talking about what they were taught. And they heard that, you know, where their ancestors came from, they're a bunch of like barbaric savages who swing from trees, essentially. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right, let's keep going.
When they stolen them, there was no controlling them. When I was in school, she said, no, you never fought for freedom. No, we freed you, and you were on your knees pleading. And what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful when enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believed that we were swinging from trees. They don't know the Kingdom of Congo had embassies in Italy 500 years ago. Literally ain't heard of St. Maurice nor Septimus Severus. They ain't studying the past cause they think it's irrelevant and attempts at pretending ancient Egyptians weren't African. Nothing more than pseudo-intellectual lies. They obviously ain't read what Aristotle and Herodotus said about people that they saw for their own eyes. And Egypt's been invaded since the fall of the pharaohs. Not once, not twice, but many, many times. So nobody wants to explain why so many statues are missing noses. Even when them statues made of granite, it ain't one people alone mistaught about themselves. We live on Celtic land, but don't learn about the Celts the same.
Okay, before I get into the Celtic history, I just want to say this man is spitting facts, bro. Sorry, let me calm down real quick before I get too animated. Just me being African, it just resonates with me so hard, bro. Like, yeah, man, the Congo, man, they used to have power. That much I do know. You know what I'm saying? Embassies in Italy 500 years ago, bro. Like, he brought that up. Yes. Like, they was balling, bro. And this is like pre the effects of colonization and stuff like that, man. I'm telling you. And then he brought up Egyptian history, how, yeah, them Egyptians who we praise for their really advanced civilization thousands of years ago, they was African, but we be pretending like they're not. And then, ironically, one of the main features of Africans that would help to show that is removed from a lot of these statues, right? The nose. And you might be like, oh, it's just due to erosion. And yeah, that probably plays a part in it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the entire truth. But I would not be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised if some folks who have vested interest in making these Africans think that they're not actually smart would remove the noses of one of the most advanced societies of their day in the Egyptians. You feel me? I would not be surprised. I don't have any personal proof of that. I don't know if Akala has proof of that. Like, he's seen like text that describes the noses being removed from the pharaohs and stuff like that. But look, y'all, I would not be surprised. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's keep going.
About people that they saw for their own eyes. And Egypt's been invaded since the fall of the pharaohs. Not once, not twice, but many, many times. So nobody wants to explain why so many statues are missing noses. Even when them statues made of granite, it ain't one people alone mistaught about themselves. We live on Celtic land, but don't learn about the Celts the same. Irish people you characterize as stupid during the dark ages. Some of the most educated living in Europe. And did you learn the numbers you count with every day was invented by Indian people? I bet you didn't. Or how many million Indians fought for Britain in both world wars? Still you got the cheek to call them immigrants. We don't learn about the Moors, of course. For some that knowledge dangerous. Is it a problem, the impact they had on the Renaissance? When people take power over another group, we minimize their achievements so we can make it feel true. So if you think Columbus was first to sail ocean blue, you probably believe Elvis invented rock and roll too. And oh, for the record, no doubt I believe in peace, but not for 1 second, and they'll turn the other cheek. They slap you, slap them back. take teeth. The only way you bully ever learn is getting beat. Fight fire with fire, nah, fire with water.
I got you! Go! Go!
It's all just an act.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead.
See, the life-giving force is stronger than the destroyer. That's why these MCs can't speak to me. No, all men are not made equally. My brain's made of iron fiber, conducting the livest wire. My average grade's higher than Oxford or Cambridge require.
Ooh, yeah. He said, nah. Most of y'all might be created equally. I'm on another level. Let's not get it twisted. This body's made of iron, baby. This brain belongs in places like Oxford and Cambridge, baby. You don't even understand the half of it. And by the way, if y'all didn't actually know, homeboy actually be giving lectures in Oxford and Cambridge. Like, the dude really be out here in these intellectual settings. So he's not even capping. Like, the man's actually spitting facts.
That's why these MCs can't speak to me. No, all men are not made equally. My brain's made of iron fiber, conducting the livest wire. My average grade's higher than Oxford or Cambridge require. I don't want credit because I got a message. I want credit because I'm the best MC. Dead it. When I came out way back in 04, sister, I just won every award. Most man would have done the bait thing, put big sis on the chorus chords. That would have been A-list raw. Quickly I would have been famous more, but look how I came in this thing raw. Bang up the streets some more. If I MC then I heard me rap, I'd be like, what the? I ain't never gonna be that good, so I better not push my luck. It will embarrass me. Only insanity would make you challenge me. Better hope if we bump heads, that day that I feel like charity. If not, it's a beating, and there ain't no use in search of a meaning. Cause all it means is that you are crap and I am a genius. Why I'm Panama, I push the perimeter. Can you imagine if I'm sicker than average? I kill him with character. Benjamin Banneker, look at the marriage, a stamina damage, a boy from Britannica. Got to look for the whole of the calendar. So cold that I roll in the challenger. Why you man roll with the amateurs? I'm too much harder. You can just call him Father Akala, but I don't talk shit like a pastor. You already know that I'm smarter than half a bloody disaster. If I ever start, I'll probably a prodigy, make you a martyr for these crap MCs that mumble, then see me in the flesh and crumble. Never told you that I was humble. No, I'm not. Don't lie. I'm so sure in my writing ability that I feel like I'm finding divinity. Sit down, let me rhyme a soliloquy. My agility, time in this military. What a scene, guillotine for the mini-me. It seems you're a fiend for the mimicry. Your team couldn't dream of the synergy that I beam when I scheme on a wicked beat. There goes again with the big words with best syllables. Get your dictionaries out. That's what I'm about. Clowns wanna shout. Flash them, smash them in the mouth. Bloody professor, a man of the letters I read and I'm sure that I'm better. Never regret an endeavor to dead an oppressor. I think that the lepers that think that their pleasures are better endeavors than all of our pressures. But see me, born in a rage, maroon blood coursing my veins. As you can see, I was born for the stage, but I'll never be their cultural maid. Some say that we're political, is what they're doing isn't. Don't they preach a political doctrine called materialism? But for all the Italian clothes that you wear, or German cars that you drive, or French champagne that we'll buy, will still be monkeys in their eyes. So why you were begging it? Who knows? Italians fight to wear Jamaican clothes. Italians call their own women for everyone's entertainment, bro. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the one with the codes that flows all over the globe. I'm bunning down shows, but still don't oil my chest and pose.
See, I kept wanting to stop it to talk about what he was saying, but the flow was so good, I didn't want to interrupt it. You feel me? So he brought up a lot. He was talking about how he'd be a lot bigger if he, you know, did things the status quo way of other rappers. Things like signing with the label and whatnot. But, you know, like he mentioned earlier in the song, yo, owning your own masters, that's a really big deal. He was willing to take less recognition in the rap industry early on in his career for the sake of not feeling like he's selling out. And you got to respect that, man. You really do. You have got to respect that. And then what he brought up more recently is the fact that a lot of us are thinking to ourselves, yo, if we can start getting German cars, you know, Italian clothing, like we can really just get our money up and start really repping what these societies have as like the standard of materialism, then they'll respect us, right? He said, nah, bro, they're still going to see you as monkeys, bro. Do not get it twisted. They will still see you as monkeys. And he brought up these other people groups like, yo, do you see them talking about their women as if they're trash? Like, nah, but we're out here doing that. You know what I'm saying? What's that about? You know, so he's being real critical. You feel me? He's being real critical, and that's what we need, man. Let's keep going.
Made. Some say that we're political, is what they're doing isn't. Don't they preach a political doctrine called materialism? But for all the Italian clothes that you wear, or German cars that you drive, or French champagne that we'll buy, will still be monkeys in their eyes. So why you were begging it? Who knows? Italians fight to wear Jamaican clothes. Italians call their own women for everyone's entertainment, bro. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the one with the codes that flows all over the globe. I'm bunning down shows, but still don't oil my chest and pose a threat to the power structure. Not because we're anything special, but because we're the people together, and that's the only way things change ever.
Oh my gosh. Akala just tore the building to pieces! I don't even know what to say. I feel like I just been schooled for a hot minute right there. Certain MCs, you know what? Like, I don't want to hear you. Don't call my phone. If you ain't coming to destroy a beat like that, don't call my phone or you're going to get a voicemail. Akala, wow. I don't even know what to say.
Yo,
oh, we got
little
more?
Story. Let's take him down.
Okay.
Yo, listen.
All right, part 2, let's go.
Yo.
I know
Part 2 of
you
part
gonna
2.
dig this.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day. Yo, listen. In a scheme of living, my life wasn't hard, but as far as Britain goes, I practically starved. Sleeping in a tracksuit, gas meter running out, electric cut off as well, candles lighting up the house. Looking in my mother's eyes, I see how she feels. The strain and the pain of just paying bills that ain't real. And that's how I grew, like so many more. And that was part of who I am very sure. You wanna know the rage I feel in my stomach? No, my mom and dad split up when I was still in her stomach. And not everything that happened I will put in 16s, but I will tell you enough so you will know what I mean. My boy's mother got cancer the same time as mine, but his mother died and mine survived. It was crazy back then. When I was like 10, already had the mental strength more than many grown men. This was a couple years after my stepdad left. Did he really know the crazy mess that he left? Because mum done recover from the lumps in her neck, but being poor and alone couldn't cope with the stress. My big sis fought, so much so, now I hadn't left school. When she left home, I was 13 by now, still a little kid, innocent. Next couple years though, will turn him to a militant. That is the result of no food in the fridge. And every other day you're getting searched by the pigs. Plus these patronizing teachers, though my grade's sick, trying to emasculate me, yeah, turn me to a Anna. Don't mean a woman, please let me be clear. I mean a spineless man, because what do they fear? More than a working class brown male with a brain. When our energy is harnessed, everything changed. Look at Pac, look at Marley, look at Hendrix, look at Garvey. This is the potential that is wasted on a daily basis. A racist, classist world that we're living. Still we coming for nothing and we educate millions.
I did not expect to be moved emotionally like this. No, see, I started really feeling it. It was tugging at my heartstrings, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling the tears welling up.
It's enough to make a grown man cry. But not this man. Get back in there, tear.
I'm good though. Oh man, Akala, seeing what you came from, bro. There's nothing you can't do. That's so inspiring, man.
This is the potential that is wasted on a daily basis. A racist, classist world that we're living. Still we coming for nothing and we educate millions. I see why it scares you. It's like, how dare you overcome obstacles that we have been careful to place in your way every step of the way. In this so-called democracy where kids get sprayed, blacks and the Asians, Turks and the Chavs, crowded in council flats, living like ants. And who's more confused than so-called white trash, talking this madness about they want their country back. It never was yours. You should read more. What they did to brown people, they did to their own poor. But people's memory short, so much that I'm seeing black and Asian kids cuss Eastern Europeans. No pot to piss in makes competition. I fail to see how this is an effective system when cats and dogs in America and Britain eat better food than most of humanity, and we spend our technology only on killing. How is this more than sophisticated savagery? It was once said, the world is a stage, each person just an actor with a part to play, like the middle class kids and kids of the rich that have everything, but yet still they pissed on they coke and ketamine, strung out on. I ain't generalizing, look at the evidence, so go to Glastonbury any year, you will see. But unlike Carnival, it won't be crawling with police, this is London. The kids on the very next street had a very different life experience from me. And in my experience, they can't help but be smug after a lifetime of what they think's just good luck. But they're still more anxious and more thankless. Unearned privilege weighs like an anchor, that's why they copy what we do, trying to be what they not. They will grow up though and get better jobs and maintain a system that they claim that they hated. They can't fight against, they got a stake in this matrix.
Dude, this is really hidden, y'all. This is making me think back to my childhood. Like, I had a really good childhood, don't get me wrong. Like, my parents really did their best, but there were a lot of hard things I had to overcome in spite of that. There's a future video on that, all right? It's just making me think back, that's all. I don't know, that might be a video for the Patreon. We'll see. Let me just stop talking so I can finish this reaction. It's just heavy. Dang.
Different life experience from me, and in my experience they can't help but be smug after a lifetime of what they think's just good luck. But they're still more anxious and more thankless. Unearned privilege weighs like an anchor, that's why they copy what we do, trying to be what they not. They will grow up though and get better jobs and maintain a system that they claim that they hated. They can't fight against, they got a stake in this matrix. Hip-hop is just a fad to them. You didn't know? But for us, this is our living, breathing soul. And yeah, they might backpack in South America or even volunteer in an African village. But all said and done, when push comes to shove and hits the fan of middle class and British, and I ain't even dissing. That's just how it is. Most rich brown people are just as full of shit. So much more concerned with our cars and jewels than most of the world's poor looks just like you. So much more concerned with being privileged few. And who knows, maybe me too, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane.
And I love how he's addressing the core issue. It's not merely the poverty, but the inequality. Think about this. Would there be such mass poverty if certain people weren't screwing over others? Likely not, right? So, of course, it's good to, help those in poverty, but that's not going to address the core issue of what got them there, and that is inequality. That's what needs to be addressed. And I really love that he took accountability and viewed himself, seeing how privileged he is in terms of like where he's currently at. That's not to say he didn't put in work for it or anything, but still, he took a look at himself in the mirror and he's like, yo, I'm not exempt from the privilege that comes with being me. You know what I'm saying? And that's really admirable, I gotta say.
Akala's in the building, man! So you call a real MC right here! Just schooled you, man! Please pay attention!
Power.
Knowledge is power! Akala's just put it down, man! I think we just witnessed something real legendary. I think history has just been made in the BBC building, man.
Straight heat, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. I know y'all have been begging me to react to Akala Fire in the Booth 2, and I've just been really holding off on it. We've done part 4. That was the first one I reacted to. We did part 1, and I think I was reacting with my boy Deep. At that time, it was called Die 7820, right? And we've just done part 2, so now all that's left is part 3. All right, let's finish this series up. You feel me? Who knows? You might come out with a part 5, and then we got to react to that too. But for now, we only have part 3 left, so let's go. All right, hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment, you know what I'm saying? All right, deuces.